Hi, my name is Donna Foster and I'm the founder of Florence Partners in Action. Today I'd like to propose to you ways that you can help us meet the needs of poverty-stricken children and help them get access to non-prescription medications and first aid supplies. First, I'd like to give you a background of Florence Partners in Action, and I'd also like to give you a background of how we've come about finding the need of these children. Next, I'd like to give you a work plan as to how we're going to accomplish this need. And lastly, I'd like to give you the costs associated with this program. I'd like to say that we're all affected by this problem. Children in our community go without over-the-counter medications and first aid supplies often. Everyone in our community feels the burden, and you can help with this need. First point I'd like to make is the scope of the need of this medication and first aid supplies here in Florence. Now, a larger than average percent of Florence population consists of poverty-stricken children. Compared with our state, South Carolina has 24.2% of its children living in poverty, and Florence has 31.7% of its children living in poverty. So there's a large gap between the two. That tells us that there are many that often go without things. And we recently conducted a survey at a local emergency room here in Florence, and we found out some disturbing statistics. It was found that 87% of children living in Florence have gone without over-the-counter medications due to their parents' inability to pay for these items. And it was also found out that 40% of those surveyed have gone to the emergency room for non-emergent care. This is something they decided to do because they couldn't get over-the-counter medications and first aid because they didn't have the money. So they went to the emergency room to get those things because the children needed them. And this is something that we would really want to help in. Now, who we are Florence Partners in Action, and we were established in 2012. And so far this year, we've been able to help 20 families get over-the-counter medications and first aid supplies. We have 5 volunteers, and we have 14 nurses that are just waiting and ready to help us spread this project to the entire community. The second point I'd like to make is our work plan, how we plan to accomplish this. And we're going to do it in a clinic and by donations. We're going to put flyers around, and we've already contacted radio stations. M&M Document Center has been gracious enough to give us a 50% discount on making flyers and bins for donated items and various things of the sort. And our clinic is going to be at South Florence Baptist Church in the youth building. They have office space and things that we need to manage this clinic. We're going to have collection bins at various locations throughout Florence, such as the South Florence Baptist Church, Freedom Church, Teal United Methodist Church, the Piggly Wiggly, Target, Walmart, Bilo, Walgreens, and CVS. They're all going to allow us to put bins in their stores to collect these items. And the list of approved items is on the PowerPoint. And some of the things that are on the list are ibuprofen, cold medicines, pediatric electrolyte, bandages, vapor rub, antibiotic ointments, and things of the sort. And the clinic itself is going to be in the youth building at South Florence Baptist Church, and they have restrooms, they have storage space for us to store the items that we collect. They have a private room for nurses to assess the children that come in, and they have a large room that we can use as the waiting area. So it's going to be of great benefit to us. Now, as far as when the events are planned, the clinic is going to run in the summer of 2013, and it'll run from June 10th to July 19th, which will cover a large span of when these children would not have access to nursing care and various things that they would normally get in the public school. We're going to start collecting donations on April 1st, and we're going to collect all the way through to the last day of clinic. The clinic is going to be open from Monday to Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And what's going to happen during the weekends and at night when the clinic isn't open, the schools in Florence are going to pass out vouchers. We're going to get donations and various things, but we're asking some of the voucher funds to come from you, and the children that have free reduced lunch are going to get a voucher sent home with them right before the end of the school year, along with letters to the parents explaining where they can get these items and how they can get them. And the vouchers are going to be redeemed at Walgreens and CVS on Irby Street, and both of these places have given us the assurance that they're going to give us 50 cents per voucher to put back into the program so that we can continue to do it. Now, the last point I'd like to make is I'd like to go over the cost analysis and where your money is going to go should you choose to partner with us. The $5,000 is what it's going to take to run the entire program. $2,520 of it goes to labor. We have $1,000 budgeted for advertising. We have $1,200 in vouchers, and only about $280 for various miscellaneous expenses such as paper and supplies like that. Now, the labor cost is a great deal of this, but the labor only goes to the nurses. The 5 other people on staff, including myself, are all volunteer based, and the nurses consist of LPNs and LPNs and PRNs, LPNs and RNs. And they're going to give us what we need and help us to cover all these hours. And they're going to do it for a modest $14 an hour, which is it's very inexpensive, but they're willing to go for that. I've got on a PowerPoint a list of the current RNs and LPNs that we have for you to see. And now I'd like to conclude. I've told you who we are. I've given you a work plan as to how we're going to accomplish this project, and I've also given you a cost analysis for the project. And I'd like to conclude reminding you that this program will greatly benefit everyone in our community. Children living in poverty will be able to have ibuprofen for their headaches, and they'll be able to conquer their boo-boos with proudly displayed bandages, and they will have toothbrushes to show off their pearly white teeth. Parents will have peace of mind knowing they can get pediatric electrolyte for their dehydrated toddlers so they won't become more ill and end up in the hospital. They'll be able to ease their child's stomach ache or constipation and soothe their child's cough with simple vapor rub that they don't have access to now. Just imagine a parent's desperate plea for these simple items and not being able to give it to them. This in itself should make you eager to want to get involved. These items would allow children to heal faster and provide parents with more opportunities to work. This positively affects our economy, and in addition, taxes could be reduced or spent elsewhere because of the reduced cost of emergency room visits that put a strain on Medicaid budgets. This is a win-win opportunity for our community, and we are asking you to be a part of this opportunity. Thank you.